Hey everybody, this is Jeff Gross from thegrosslife.com and welcome to video number 2 of a long video series about WordPress and, well, how to use it. So, this video is almost the most important in the entire series because this is the video where I'm going to show you just how to plan and brainstorm about what kind of blog you want and what it is you want to talk about. And to discuss the purpose and really your end goal as to why you want to get into blogging and why you want a web presence. So this video serves as a true stepping stone into the actual functional part of this where we will make the blog. But before we make any blogs, before we do anything crazy, we're going to learn how to plan and brainstorm. Because this is what I've learned over my last 5 or 6 years of doing this, is that planning and brainstorming makes and breaks the project. If you do proper planning, and you see the roadmap ahead of you, you see the steps that are waiting for you in front of the current one, you will get more done, and you'll get it done faster and more efficiently than doing it on the fly, as many people seem to do. And I did that for a while, and it certainly didn't help me much in the long run. Those sites that I just threw up there and, like a renegade, just really didn't work. They didn't work because of the lack of proper planning and purpose and the lack of brainstorming. So here we are, and once again, if you guys want to see the last video, if you missed that, it's actually posted on thegrosslife.com, and you can see the introduction to WordPress video right there in its entirety. So this is video number 2. Alright, so how about we get started? What will be covered? First of all, we'll ask again, why are you here? What brings you here? What makes you want to be here? And what are your goals in regards to blogging and having a web presence? Number 2, blog topic selection. This is not like a permanent decision. This is not, going to make or break your life, but this is certainly important for the first run, to have a topic in mind that you can bear with writing about and it won't be a chore. Because we all know that, a lot of us work all day, and we don't want to make blogging another chore, another full-time job, unless, of course, that's your goal. But we're going to come up with something that's actually interesting to you, where you truly are interested in doing it and you're not bored by it and you really enjoy blogging. And that's the point of blogging, as I'm going to teach it here. So the next is Brainstorming 101. And a lot of you guys do this already, and I bet you a lot of you have done this for things in your life, and that's great. But I'm going to kind of review it and how I do it, and this is going to be maybe a help to a lot of you. So please pay attention to that part. It's very important. What is your intent? Again, that's almost like why are you here? But your intent is, is going to come up with what your end goal for the blog is. In other words, what's the intent of the blog? Is it personal, solely commercial, hybrid? We're going to talk about all kinds of ways to do this, but let's get to the next one. Planning for the future. Much like what's your intent, this is like a follow-up. Planning for the future is really what you want to see this blog do. How big you want it to get, and who you want to have following you, and really important stuff like that. The next is setting some goals. We're going to set some quantitative goals, goals with numbers and specific goals, because the more specific your goals are in life, in general, the better the results are, I've found. So we're going to kind of apply that to this little project too. All right, and now it's decision time. Next one here. Host yourself or let WordPress.com host it for you. We'll talk about this in detail, but don't worry. And you know what? We're likely going to host it with WordPress.com first. But in some cases, some of you will say, man, I got to host it myself. And that's okay, because there are videos for that, but they're not going to be coming next. They'll be coming in a future video series. And I'll keep you guys all informed when that'll be. And finally, what's in the next lesson? A little bit about what's coming up. And you guys will all be excited about the next lesson, trust me. But first, we have to get done with this lesson. So let's get started. First of all, why are you here? Well, I can assume that you fall into one of the 7 items below, one of the 7 key points there. So the first one is you want to learn, and I'm pretty sure that applies for most of you. It's not all of you, because you're all here to learn something, or else you wouldn't be watching my videos. So you want to learn. That's evident. So you're here to add a skill to your current skill set. And that skill is WordPress, or just blogging, or just having a website. Because that's a skill. Having a website, it takes some skill. And And it doesn't matter what kind it is, you still have a website with a WordPress.com blog. And that's a great step for a lot of people. And that brings me to my next one. You want a web presence. And I assume that you know what, there's a lot of you here too. You just want to have your face or your ideas or your views on the web. And it all blends in with the below points. But you know what, that's a huge thing too. A lot of you just want to get a website going. And that's very, very good. And then that's how I started. I just wanted a web presence, something. And in my case, it was for my business. But a lot of times, you know what, it starts out as a personal web presence or just a hobby web presence, and it leads as a gateway to bigger and better things. So no matter what your plans are, there's a place for you. Next, you want to expand on your existing web presence. If you have a web presence, like a website that's not WordPress, or heck, even, you know what, a WordPress site, you want to expand on it and learn more. That's great, because you're here. That's a good reason to be here too. You want to add a blog to your presence, or make your blog better. Whatever it is, you're here for the right reasons, and it's very, very admirable. You know what? And again, welcome. And you know what? I really hope you guys, you know what, for those who have an existing web presence, get a lot out of this as well, because WordPress is a great complement to any other web presence out there. Next, you are curious. Just curious, you know. Maybe you're just passing by. Maybe you didn't know you wanted to learn blogging. Maybe you just kind of stumbled on this, and you're like, hey, maybe it is my time to get a website going. And that's the best, because now you've been privy to a world of something that's incredible, WordPress. So stick around, because you will learn a lot, and you will have your own website very, very soon. Your own website that's no one else's, just yours. Okay. Next one, and I bet you this is 99% of you guys also have this in the back of your mind, and that's you want to make money. To be honest, that's mainly the subconscious motivation for a lot of this. Whether it's not immediately or it's not, you know, right this second, it's maybe in the future. And what's important to note is that you will make money online if you do the proper foundation setup first. Not just jumping into some crazy money-making scheme that we've all seen a million of. And this is what I'm against online. I'm against these instant money-making schemes that try to sell you the package of your lifetime for $197.97 and promise to make you $100,000 a year within the first 3 months. Because, let's face it, who's getting rich on that? Probably the guy selling it, okay? And sure, there are some rare success stories that work with those. And heck, there's some that are legitimate. But I'm telling you that you're here and that you're in the right place to get a good presence now, and to start from the ground up, not start a million miles, in advance and trying to claw to catch up with the rest of the people in that paid course or whatever it is that they're doing. And again, trust me, I've taken a lot of them. I've done a lot of these things, and being in the internet marketing world, you see these every day. New course, learn this, make money that way. And trust me, I've seen them. I've been curious, and I've taken them, and it's been pretty cool. You know, there's been some pretty good stuff, but nothing groundbreaking at all. It just, the key is having a good foundation blows them out of the water. It really does. Trust me. So next, you want to get started. You just want to get started. You want to get started on the web. You just want to have a web presence. It's that simple. I understand. You just really want to be there, and that is what you're doing here. And that is perfect, because that's what we're here to do, get you started the way I got started and the way I want everyone and all of you to get started and follow right along. This is the best way to do it. And lastly, you want to get noticed. Most of you, a lot of you want to get started and just have a web presence. But a lot of you, and if not all of you, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, want to get noticed. You want your voice to be heard. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to be blogging. You want to get noticed by somebody of common, has common interests to what you're writing about, or has just a general interest in what you're writing about, and having them comment and tell you that you're good at what you do and things like that. And I find it amazing that people now can have this this web presence that allows literally millions of people to potentially find them. And the truth is,